Alright, so it's official. Kiss Anime has been taken down, and this was actually something that was brought to my attention in my Discord, and I didn't really want to give too much of my thoughts on it because I figured it would be video worthy, and I've clearly talked quite a bit about my opinions on the way copyright is handled and on the way that distribution, legal and not, should be handled. So I figured I'd wait until I saw a little more about what was going on before I give you my thoughts. So now that I've done that, here's my thoughts. So I personally don't have a ton of experience with Kiss Anime. I've very rarely ever gone to the site. I've never downloaded anything from the site. And that's because on this channel, I have constantly promoted supporting the official release, making sure you get it from the legal distributor, buying the Blu-ray, buying the DVD, or subscribing to the streaming service. So I don't have a ton of experience. However, I do know that from everything that I've read, it seems like they were pretty on point with things like distributing latest episodes of shows around the same time frame as Funimation simulcast or the next day or next hour uploads that Crunchyroll does. But it was posted that their servers were taken down by the copyright holders. And I have a lot of thoughts about this, and I'm going to try to condense them down. This isn't going to be a really long video, but generally speaking, here's sort of where I stand. So I don't really stand on one side or the other in an extreme. I very much promote legal distribution and supporting the official creator. So obviously I've never been a huge fan of Kiss Anime. I got a squeaky seat. But yeah, generally I've never been a huge fan of Kiss Anime, but I've just sort of accepted that it exists. And funnily enough, when you go on to Google, you type in Kiss Anime, and one of the first things to come up is, in the People Also Ask section, is Kiss Anime legal? Now, the English in this is horrible, but it says, according to the official way, I would assume they mean like distribution, Kiss Anime is illegal because the content of this website is not according to the official ways like other streaming websites. Again, ways I think they're assuming, or I assume they're talking about the way that the licensing works, and I'll talk about that real quick. So when a streaming service like Netflix, Funimation, Crunchyroll, or Amazon gets the rights to distribute a show, there is a long legal process of getting the rights to actually distribute that show. And it's a whole nother process if you want to dub it. You've got to get another license for changing the content or adding to the content or whatever the case may be. There's a lot of licensing involved. Now, what makes Crunchyroll illegal in that sense is they do none of that. This is also why a lot of voice actors and people involved directly with things like distribution have problems with abridged series. Now, abridged series are a little different. They can sort of be considered like additive content or modified content, so it's not quite the same as derivative content, but I can see where people have those issues because those websites, those series don't follow the same rules. I personally am a big fan of abridged series. Hell, I voice a character in an abridged series, so really I don't really want to speak too much on that because I get why people are upset with abridged, but also why they are as popular as they are and why they don't run into the same legal issues. However, distributors like Kiss Anime are doing the same thing as reaction videos like what I used to make, where you put the entire episode up, unedited, and sure, I was adding my face to it, but you're still distributing an entire episode for free. And so, at the end of the day, you are breaking the law of copyright and distribution. I dove a lot into that kind of thing, more on the reaction side of things when I did the Suzy Lou rant video. If you want to check that out, if you somehow haven't already, you can check it out over there. It's an entire, it's a pretty long rant video, but it's got like 26,000 views or something like that. It blew up. I don't think this one will, but either way. But I talked in that video about how either way, at some point, the copyright holders are going to come knocking, and the Content ID claim or whatever the case was that took Kiss Anime down is exactly that. The copyright holders coming on knocking. And it sucks. I get it. There are people who can't afford the streaming services or the Blu-rays, or because of the region you're in, you can't access these streaming services. Whatever the case may be, yes, it sucks. You have lost a means of getting that content, even if it wasn't through legal means or a way that supports the official creator. However, it's not really as bad as it could have been, at least from everything I've read. It really isn't going as badly as it could for Kiss Anime. I mean, this is a company that's been running for a very, very long time with this distribution scheme, And I'm amazed that nothing in terms of lawsuits have come out of this yet. I was threatened to be sued because of a freaking reaction video series. I am amazed that a multi-million episode, multi-million series distributor hasn't been kicked in the ass with a lawsuit yet. That's kind of amazing to me. So it could have been a lot worse. But overall, for me, it comes down to sort of two things. For the people who can afford, who have a job, who can afford to subscribe to a streaming service or buy a Blu-ray or both, you really shouldn't be as upset as you are, and this really shouldn't be this huge breakup thing, because let's be real, you can afford the legal way. So why don't you just go that route? It would make more sense. On the other hand, for those of you who can't afford it, who aren't in the right region, it does suck. You have now lost a means of getting it, but if you were thinking that this was not going to happen, you were kind of living in a fantasy land, and I hate to say it that way, but you were. Because here's the problem. No matter how much you cover your ass, when you break the law will win. I know, I had to make a song reference there, I'm sorry. But who knows, maybe this will open some people's eyes to what copyright law actually is, because I get people telling me all the time that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if, you know, they aren't on Funimation or they aren't on Crunchyroll if I watch it somewhere else, because they're still, the anime's still being seen. But it does matter, because when you have a website like Funimation or a website like Crunchyroll with their distribution, the subscription that you pay to watch it, or the ads that you watch during the anime, a cut of those ads or a cut of that subscription goes towards the creators to fund them. When you're watching something on Kiss Anime or any website where you're not paying anything to watch it, there is no ad cut, there's no revenue cut, it's just being streamed straight to you. So you're not actually supporting the creator. And just because you're not buying a physical copy of the disc and the cut of that physical copy, a cut of that cost goes to them, just because you're not buying the physical copy doesn't mean that digitally it's not harmful. It still is. Because yeah, obviously when you're holding something physical in your hand, you know, like I buy this iPhone, a cut of this goes to the manufacturing, a cut of this goes to Apple to pay for their employees, for their development, whatever. And yeah, I physically have something in my hand that I can see where the money is going. But something like the apps you download on the phone, yeah, you don't really pay for anything. And if you're on Android, you can sideload apps and not pay a cent. But when you see ads play on those apps, or you see the money that's being paid to the app, yeah, you are actually still contributing to the developers who made that app. Same thing applies to anime. Just because you don't see the physical thing, and so you figure, oh, there's no money in that, I'll just watch it somewhere else, I don't have to pay for that. Yeah, the money that you pay for streaming still goes towards recouping the cost of making that content. I'm ranting at this point. At the end of the day, for me, I don't care that Kiss Anime is taken down. That sounds awful to say, but I really don't, because it was illegal. And for me, as somebody who constantly bangs the drum of legal distribution and copyright, and there's somebody who constantly says support the official creators, I think that them getting taken down is a big step in making sure that people legally download a legal distribution of content. However, I do understand that for a lot of people who are in a situation where they can't afford it, or they just can't get it, it does suck, and I'm sorry. But something that I've come to kind of just accept over time is the fact that because people out there can't afford it, or can't get it, or for the worst people, don't want to pay for it. That, for me, pisses me off. Somebody with a well-paying job who can obviously afford a streaming service and just doesn't want to support it. That pisses me off. But for those people, or the people who have a legitimate reason for not being able to get their hands on it, as long as people like that exist, there will probably be another form of this at some point that it'll happen again, and there will be more to cover. I don't know. Kiss Anime might come back or whatever. But either way, at the end of the day, I personally don't care that Kiss Anime's gone, but chances are something will take its place, because there's always going to be something like that. Either way, guys, that's been my rant. I don't care that Kiss Anime's been taken down. Sorry if you do. I've come to accept that something will probably pop up to take its place again. But otherwise, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like, comment if you guys have your own thoughts on there. I'd love to hear them. I read every comment, mean or not. It's probably not healthy, but I do anyway. And apart from that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Like, subscribe, the whole 9 yards, and I'll see you in the next one. Make sure to be there and have a